In my last video, I went over what Department of Transportation or DOT compliance is and who must abide by it. To review it quickly, the DOT imposes these safety standards and regulations for all commercial motor carriers to follow. DOT compliance refers to the capability of commercial transport firms to meet these safety regulations. Today we are going to take a look at the ins and outs of the DOT compliance rulebook. There are two key areas of compliance that all transportation services should follow: fleet compliance and driver compliance. Let's first look at the procedures regarding fleets. For one, companies are required to keep a copy of the most current FMCSA rules in the office. This stands for Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. Your company must develop a vehicle maintenance program. This should be regularly reviewed and kept up to date with thorough documentation included. One of the largest and most strict requirements placed on commercial fleets relates to inspection, repair, and maintenance. It's such an important facet of DOT compliance that there's a specific section that spells out the requirements associated with those three topics. The Code of Federal Regulations, Title 49, Part 396. This regulation requires fleets to complete pre-trip and post-trip inspections, document these inspections before and after every trip, ensure vehicles have their DOT registration number, and make sure to maintain records of any incidents while on the road. Companies that maintain commercial fleets must comply with this regulation. On top of that, it spells out who within the company must help accomplish the regulation's requirements, including the company or motor carrier's officers, drivers, agents, representatives, and any employees directly concerned with inspecting or maintenance. Each company must have the records associated with this regulation on file for every vehicle for a period of 1 year and for 6 months after the vehicle leaves the company's control. Next up is DOT driver compliance. For commercial motor vehicles to stay DOT compliant, drivers must meet certain conditions. Training for drivers includes a mix of hands-on training and instruction. It is after completing this training that a driver can earn a commercial driving license. Let's check out these conditions. Each driver within a fleet must have a copy of the FMCSA rules. Drivers need to sign this document and return the receipt to their fleet manager. By doing so, drivers are agreeing to follow the regulations described within it. Documentation and records on the safety history and qualifications of each driver, as well as a maintained record of hours of service, are also mandatory. Drivers are also subject to background checks and drug testing. Drug testing not only happens during the pre-employment check, but also post-employment. Fleet managers have a right to perform random tests regularly. Supervisors are not immune to this screening, however, as they must also adhere to random drug and alcohol tests. A physical examination is mandatory as well. This, along with a medical certificate, ensures that drivers can safely perform their duties. As a commercial fleet manager, you must familiarize yourself with DOT regulations to help minimize the risk of non-compliance. When it comes to DOT violations, they come in many different forms. Making sure to stay on top of operations such as vehicle maintenance and driver certification is only the beginning of staying compliant. This is because DOT vehicles cover a wide range of activities. Non-compliance and violations can result in consequences, such as fines, license suspension, and more. Here are some of the most frequent DOT violations: unsafe transport of hazardous materials, vehicle not properly maintained or inspected as required, if a driver exceeds the maximum HOS. This is the maximum number of operating a vehicle without taking the required break. Driver does not possess the required certifications or licensing, and failure to pass a drug or alcohol test, found to be using drugs or alcohol while on the job. If you'd like to learn more about DOT compliance, reach out to eTactics. And you already made it this far into the video, so you might as well like it, share it, and comment below.